Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can't hear you!
Aye, aye, Captain!
I would start with a bit of pirate trivia, starting with the eye patch. Do you know why they wear eye patches? Not because they lost an eye, but because it was so sunny on deck. They wore an eye patch to keep one eye used to the dark, so that when they went below deck and it was dark, they could lift their eye patch and it would be used to seeing in the dark. Pretty cool trick. I think so. All right, let's get on to our art project. So we started last week with drawing a self-portrait using shapes, right? We used an oval for the head, we used rectangles for the body and the legs and the arms, we used ovals for the feet and circles for the hands. This week we're going to add our background. So Monday's video, I showed you a video of a pirate ship, and I also included a slideshow presentation with some pictures from a pirate ship. So we're going to go ahead and add our background to make a complete picture. All right, let's get started. A Sharpie or a black marker, and then something to color your background, either colored pencils or crayons, whatever you used last week. If you used markers last week, that's okay. I think I used colored pencils last week. I'm going to use those again this week. So we talked about the elements of art, and we talked about shape, how we were using the shapes like circle, square, rectangle, oval in order to draw our person. So we looked at some of our people, and we looked at a person here that was drawn with lines, and we said that we didn't want lines this week because when we look at our actual body part, there are two lines that make up the actual shape of each of our body parts. So if I look at my arm, I can see that there's one side and there's two sides. We want to draw both lines to show the thickness of each body part. So we drew a rectangle for the body, rectangle for the legs and arms. We drew a circle for the hands, and we drew ovals for the shape. So this is our drawing with our drawing of a body with shapes. Then we added some details to our drawing. We added some clothes, maybe an eye patch, maybe you added some accessories. And this week we are going to add our background. So on Monday I posted those videos, or that video and the slideshow of different parts of the pirate ship so you can take a look at it. You can see I've added a wood floor here, the side of the boat, some rope. I have my periscope, my parrot, sunshine. So we're going to add the rest of those details today. All right, let's get started. Hello, fifth graders. So it's time for us to complete our self-portraits. Right now we have a self-portrait that is floating on our page. So we need to add all of the details. We looked at a video of a pirate ship and a slideshow with lots of images of different elements of a pirate ship. So you're going to think about that inspiration and come up with your own ship. The first thing we need to do is give our pirate a floor so that it's not floating. Now we don't want to just put the floor underneath it because that's still going to make our pirate look like it's floating. We actually want to come behind the feet a little bit and put that floor line around ankle length so that you can see that the feet are solidly planted on the floor. Now I'm going to make this look like there's some floorboards, some planks, if you will. Walk the plank. And we're going to add some horizontal lines. Those are the lines that go across. And then in order to make it look like they're wooden boards, I'm going to add some vertical lines. These are the ones that go up and down. And I'm going to stagger them a little bit so that they look like they're wood boards. You can make them a little rough if you want. These, you definitely don't want these to be straight. Next I'm going to add some little nails to make them look like they were nailed into our ship. Okay, So we've got our floor in. The next thing we need to do is put the wall of our ship in so that our pirate doesn't fall into the water. So I'm going to make that fairly high. And I'm going to give it a handrail. A little edge here. And now you can add any other details you want. If you wanted to add some little vertical lines to make it look like these are panels, you could do that. If you wanted to add that roping, we could do that. We're just going to add this kind of a shape. This is called a swag. But we want it to be a double line because rope is three-dimensional. It's not flat, one line. Now, in order to make it look rounded like rope, we're going to erase these lines in the middle. And we're going to add a curved diagonal. And that's going to make this look like it's braided fibers, like a rope would be. It's also going to make it look round. Just keep going around and around. See how that gives it that illusion of being a rounded cord? Okay, now you can think about any other details that you want to add. Maybe I'm going to add a little periscope here on the edge of my ship. So I'm going to add a little here. I'm going to add my periscope here. So remember that periscopes are cylinders. Now we did that in 3rd grade. So I'm going to start with that ellipse, right? That is an oval. And I'm going to go ahead and put the straight sides in. So basically I'm drawing a sideways cake right now. This is going to be my eyepiece. I'm going to go ahead and put in that long bit, and I'm going to make this come around and make this part come up a little. Then when we get to the end of that, we want this curve to be here as well, right? 3 parallel curves. Now for our next section, it's going to be slightly bigger, but it's still going to be an ellipse. So I'm drawing really lightly. Now I can draw in heavily, draw my straight lines, and remember that this curve is going to be parallel to this curve. And I can erase that line in the back. And I'm going to make this come behind it, make it look like there's like a bracket. Okay, now my next one is going to be a little bit bigger here. Some lines out. Maybe I'll just take that right off the page. Then erase that back line. I think I overdrew it a little. There we go. Alright, so now, aside from it being a little off-kilter, the angle's a little weird, but we have the start of our periscope here, and it's on the edge of our boat. Now we could also add some little details. If we wanted to continue that, we could add water behind it. Just add that water line. If we wanted to add some texture, we could. Just some little wavy lines to show that our water is wrinkly. You can add, if you wanted to add a mast, you could add a big line here. You could add a sail that we see maybe the bottom of a sail here. You can add any details that you want, that, especially anything that we saw in the video. At the end of this, you should have the entire paper colored from top to bottom, full of really cool details. So you can see on this one I have a yellow sky, my sunshine that is not in the corner. The sun is floating in the middle. I have some water, I have some wavy water lines, I have a parrot, I have my pirate self-portrait, I have a periscope that is rounded and looks like my cylinders. I have the wall of my ship, I have some rope hanging, I have my floorboards, and notice I even colored them a little bit different to make the wood look like they're different boards. And I added a little bit of dark brown underneath to give a little bit of a shadow. So I can't wait to see what you do. When you're done, you're going to take a picture of it, and under the Wednesday assignment, You're going to click that, and then on the right hand side there will be a gray button that says submit, and you're to go ahead and upload your picture. Click that submit button, upload your picture, and if you need any help with that, I'm going to make a video on how to do that, and I'm going to put that under teacher and classroom information. And if you still need help, send me an email via Schoology, or have your parents email me through my school email. All right, have fun.